And you can see, here's the handshake that we were talking about. 3 of them already gone. 4 of them. All right, come on! Oh my goodness.
That's the Azir. This is where you have the opportunity to go Yone right now if you're BDD, if you're really confident.
And also, let's not forget that the Xerath, when there is going to be a lack of hard engage on the enemy team, actually gaining in power. One of the biggest weaknesses is getting picked off. Yeah, also provides a lot of opportunity to disengage if T1 with the short range composition tries to get on top of it.
All right, I was wondering whether it was going to happen. How many champions do you need to ban before you bring out the 100% win rate Singe from Lehens? And it turns out that you just need to ban 5 of them. Although there are, I guess, 9 support bans. Well, 8 support bans that are already up there towards the top. Has comfort now, but there is so much carry potential on the T1 side of things. This is exactly what we wanted out of game 1. Let's jump onto the Rift.
Yeah, I mean, you have to actually connect those, as Lens is just trying to stop Chronicle from making color points about how good he is at Singe by trying to prove it. He's like, you don't need to tell them, I'll prove it.
Okay, oh, that is a heads-up little sapling, as Cuz does get the ward down.
Well played here by Owner. Gonna hide.
Yeah.
Doesn't have smite, though.
I'm pretty sure Cuz knows exactly what's going on here, and he is just going to be able to steal this one away.
It's a decent amount of... aiming does get tech there.
Yeah, that's a Void Seeker that Kerry is going to take in trade, but it looks like KT are just looking for a bit of a reset.
Yeah, once you get to the point where there's enough damage for BDD, I can't make a point there.
Yeah, Owner is going to twist it advance forward. BDD's going to flash away. Sapling is down, but it shouldn't find him. Faker's already flashed over, shifts the sands. BDD tries to slow him down, but it does not work. Arise, Sand Soldier, and there is first blood.
Already at a small gold deficit, but it's significant enough. Faker.
Yeah, Lehens is ghosting. The Glacial Prison's going to go wide, though. Faker able to avoid it. I guess we'll say it that way. And KT going to clear out the minion wave.
With how the early game went, we did see a big lead as a possible dive might be set up here.
Yeah, there's a Killer Instinct onto Gumayusi, who has ulted already. Lehens looking to find his way down there. There's the adhesive. The passive comes down, though, and that's almost just a solo kill. Walks onto the slowy ground, and that's why Lehens manages to pick up one as well. Nice kill for KT.
Could have been avoided, and we're starting to see KT ramp up the pressure.
Well, Cannon Pulse coming in as Cuz looking for Faker. Doesn't quite find the Q. Stun lands, though, from BDD. And surely one of these CCs is going to work. No, Faker's able to shift the sands. He gets himself back to the turret.
Just don't know what it means, or how much I like the fact that he has Storm Razor on Kai'Sa at this moment in time. But that's kind of my theory, is he's started itemizing towards the Shiv and then decided halfway through, like, this isn't the right choice.
Well, this Cloud Drake is going to get started up no matter what items they have. And it is going to be secured. Maybe just wanted to get to a 1-item spike or something like that. But I guess Static Shiv would have come through at about the same time as Orcs. Man, you had one job. But I can understand he's probably feeling a little bit nervous here.
I think T1's one weakness is that actually getting on top of the enemy backline outside of the Maokai ult can be hard. And this choke point, I don't think you can move through.
Yeah. You can see Keen already teleporting in. Here's the Nature's Grasp, though, is now Keen looking for an opportunity. Finds a Q onto Owner, and then dashes away. That's a big old ulti as Lehens. He's in there and then out of there. Faker taking a fair bit of damage. Keen, though, is getting very low. 2-man Q comes through from Keen, but now he's still just on the run, and Gumayusi is free hitting. There's a flash forward as BDD is just collapsed on, and Gumayusi picks up the kill on the Xerath. KT not really coming out ahead on that one, although Lehens did manage to secure the eye. Still, Cuz getting engaged on, and Faker going to be tanking that turret for a little bit longer than he otherwise wanted to. Still, big win for T1.
Poke out with the Xerath, with the Kai'Sa W's, but Zeus on a flank here.
Yeah, is going to be on vision when he does Umbrally dash over that wall. Arctic Assault gets Cuz to relative safety, but it means they're not able to get themselves the Drake. That is a decent ult, but it's going to be avoided by Faker, and the Infernal Chains pull back the Sejuani. And Zeus going to grab that kill now. KT might be forced to fight. BDD in a decent position right now, but T1, they just hold the Phalanx together and they're going to be able to walk away with that kill. They grab the Drake as well. They don't lose their turret. Everything working out here.
Yeah, the fact that they're able to save the turret in itself is incredible. And once again, Faker almost gets the Shuffle Emperor's Divide and is caught by BDD's stun. As
Another time, another chain, and another kill for Zeus. 2-0-1 now.
The
KT looking for a reset.
the next big...
Oh, I like this.
Wait, oh boy.
Aiming level 12.
Trying to find the opportunity as they do go all out towards that bottom side of the map. Great Q is going to connect, and that is the kill. Now a teleport from Faker, who's going to get slowed down. Does shift the sands, though, and is going to stay alive. They get a teleport and a kill.
That's pretty significant. This is going to stop that Baron pressure, because that was the next sticking point here for T1, is the fact that Baron has spawned. It's 2 items Azir, 2 items Zeri. Oh, could happen again.
Yeah. And he presses W a few times. There is a flash from Kane. Emperor's Divide comes down as there's the flash over from aiming. Couple of autos and both solos are now dead for T1.
Just like that, kind of on their terms.
Well, it is going to be the Drake that's going to be started here as aiming and Cuz just dive into the pit, immediately teleport from KT. They are committing to this one. And T1 are a long way away from this. Kerry is going to turn up, but he's not exactly all that tanky. Ona trying to speed his way in there with that Shirelli as it is going to be the Baron secured. Can KT escape? Is the question. Nature is grasping, and Gumayushi's going to press the ult button. There's the cleanse as well. It's beautiful, and BDD's going to be taken down. The Singed also dead as Kane's just trying to keep him busy. It's a double now, and Gumayushi's just trying to keep them here. It does not work out. KT do make a couple of these Barons.
You know, no Baron power here to speak of, as Zeus is actually a real threat. Here comes that ult.
Yeah, Nature's Grasp does come through here as Kane trying to mitigate that CC. Does a decent job, but still has to flash. That's BDD locked down, and the rest of KT just scattering, because nothing he can do about it, and it's another kill for Gumayushi. And how much can they take off the back of this one? They just wait for 1 second after that Baron wears off, and now they are inside KT's base, just tearing things apart.
Yeah, now they can clear this Baron pit here, T1, with Zeri very quickly, as you can see. And now KT kind of blind here. Not a whole lot of information, not any ability to get BDD into position here. See if T1 gets Zeus on this flank.
Well, Lehen's possibly caught out. There's the Emperor's Divide. Lehen's is going to flash, aiming as well, having to flash to get out of the way. Down to his GA now as Gumayushi is causing BDD to have to get out of here. The stun's not going to work. The cleanse is beautiful. Ona locks down 1. And T1, they don't even need a Baron to win this game, I don't think. They're just going to push this top lane, and it's only Cuz and Kane to try and defend.
Straight up a wash here for KT in this last attempt. It's too many threats, as you mentioned, Chronicler, and Guma just winning this one as aiming takes so much damage early, even with his GA. There's just no chance, and a very one-sided game here to start off the series.
It's not what we were expecting out of game 1. Of course, T1 fans absolutely elated. T1, of course, have been phenomenal on the blue side, but also getting a great start in this series. Last time they lost game 1. This time, they're celebrating on the enemy nexus at the end of game 1. Look at these extendo beams from Gumayushi, having a day out on the Zeri here in this one. They take down the remaining turret. Yeah, Carrier is going to suffer a death. It's his first one for the series, though. We'll give it to him. And T1 victorious in game number 1.
In game number 2, I would be extremely worried, as we do see like there were basically no points where KT was able to really get anything going. They got the Baron, which kept them in the game for I think another 5 minutes, but outside of that, it's all T1.
And Carrier hovering the Aphelios. Certainly a few options left available for Gumayushi. Not going to be shut out of this draft nearly as much as last time. And here is his prized Xayah towards that bottom side of the map. So much comfort still here for T1. They don't have a Maokai, but everything else. Still a bit of a grin on his face going into game number 2. See what happens. Get onto the Rift. When T1's names are called out, and here we are. Under the Rift for the second game. Faker taking a bit of damage. That's a flash from Lehen's. Everyone turning up for this party. It reminds me of Dumbledore all those years ago, but not actually able to get the kill like his Janna was able to.
It's 100 times these two have now faced off. 100 games between them. Incredible stat here of 2 legends of the LCK.
Kind of awesome that at least one of them's playing the Azir in the matchup as well. A little bit different. It's not quite the historic BDD versus Faker matchup, which would be more like a Victor Azir or something like Orianna Azir. Don't be silly, Chronicler. I only say things that are absolutely true and relevant.
I would never be silly, Atlas.
I mean, the state of this lane here in the bottom lane is just so rough. Owner's wrapping around now as well. There's just no help to stop him. And, I mean, they're going to look for a dive here.
Well, we'll see whether Lehens can stay alive as the polymorph does come through. That's first blood going to Gumayusi, and Carrier going to be able to get out of there. He was tanking the turret just beautifully.
And the TP committed as well here from BDD so late. A huge mistake here. No saving that. There's just no way you're going to make a play happen. He basically teleported after it was over. As Cuz is lurking here, Carrier as well as a control ward in this bush.
They're going to launch forward. Faker doesn't quite have level 6 yet, and Cuz going to find that Carrier is here in this lane as well. BDD going for an opportunistic little Q onto Faker, but it's not enough to lock that one down. I think they're sitting pretty in this lane thus far. Shoes purchased for both Faker and BDD of differing varieties. That's a nice knock-up though here as Carrier immediately going to use his flash to get himself out of the way. Gumayusi just not to be startled though. He's just going to fight back.
Quite significant. As Amy's farming this out, looking for an engage.
Another knock-up going to come forward is now Cuz. Let's see where he comes from. There he goes, finds the cleanse from Gumayusi. The Heartbreaker going to come forward as well. Blade Caller is really good from Gumayusi though, as now they're going to get underneath that turret and he will be just fine.
There's going to be a nice early lead for them here in terms of objectives. On the other side, it looks like they're going to try to contest this Herald as well.
Yeah, Owner actually getting it down pretty low as Keen is looking to annoy him. Carrier is going to turn up. Faker in here as well. Keen could be in trouble. Dominus is going to get popped, but really nice buffering of the Arctic Assault. Still, it means he has to use that to get himself out of here, and I have a feeling this eye is just going to go wanting. Yeah, they're not going to be able to get there, and they're not even going to try.
Really good response there from KT. Keen actually utilizing the pressure, sitting on about 2-3 waves advantage now.
Trying it once again. Keen does have flash, but no ult, as you say.
He's going to turn up now. Zeus, World Ender has been popped. Let's see whether he can land the chains. There's the flash forward. Flash comes out as Keen is going to slice, but there's the Glacial Prison, and he's put in the ground. That's the second one for T1.
T1, pretty fantastic start in game 1, and now in game 2, a huge lead as well. BDD got his stun prepped.
Oh yeah, Faker could be in trouble here. Does have flash available. There's the Emperor's Divide once again. The Q's in the air, but it's not enough. Lehens is chasing after Faker, and he's now running the wrong direction. So he's just going to try and waste as much time as possible.
He might get the execute.
Yeah, can he actually get there? No, he's not going to be able to. So BDD is going to be able to get the first kill here for KT, but still, Faker wastes a lot of their time. Bottom lane doing fantastic things here. Gumayusi Carrier having a good time. His owner getting pushed away, but does find a Glacial Prison, and now Lehens just in CC hell. Not entirely sure what he was doing, standing that far up though. Drake is going to be spawning in 40 seconds time, and so now T1 with so much extra control of that bottom side. His owner moving towards this top lane. Keen trying to just start the fight, but Carrier's even here. I have a feeling this Crocodile is a handbag, and he's going to die on his own terms by the looks of things. Zeus going to be able to collect it in the end.
And I think that the timing, because there was a ward initially there in the brush, Owner is able to dodge the ward that's on Krugs.
Zeus just getting plate gold topside, has teleport.
Yeah, he can get over whenever he would like. Of course, Keen doesn't have the luxury as there's a Glacial Prison. Lehens just soaking it up. Cuz down relatively low. They should be able to get this Drake, but can they actually get themselves out of here is the question. Cuz will secure it, slinks into the mist. And T1 just say, well, I mean, we're happy to just take a whole bunch more plate gold. BDD's going to teleport towards that top lane as the Mountain Rift does come in. Emperor's Divide is going to discover aiming. Who's going to ult and die? Carrier locks down the kill, and Faker just seems to be picking whoever he wants on this map and choosing them for death. If he's forced to ult just cuz, then you could probably say that that was a KT win. But it looks like T1 are just going to back away, allow Zeus to do his thing as there's a flash. The Tibbers is going to connect onto Carrier and they lock him down. Emperor's Divide not going to do too much here, but the Rift Herald somehow was secured by T1. And now Faker, bone plating going to be going down. Tibbers continuing to walk forward, and T1 do get themselves out of the sticky situation. They only lose their Lulu.
Yeah.
No, they only lose their Lulu.
As this is just a great position here for T1 Zeus on the flank.
Yeah, aiming, clearing out that control ward from max range. Let's see whether they can steal this away. It's not going to be allowed to, but now Zeus is going to get caught on that flank. Can they take him down? Yes, they can. They trade it for the Drake, though, so I don't know about the play here, because I think T1 kind of happy to deny Soul Point and just give up one kill.
Now BDD is going to teleport topside here and keep this turret alive. Aiming going to push bottom side as well, so they're going to get a little bit more out of this, but ultimately T1 still getting that mid turret, and it's just the go button when the Sejuani ultimate is out here that has been so critical for KT. Whenever Owner doesn't have ult, that's when when they feel comfortable, they can actually collapse onto one member. Last time it was Keria. Faker here is one of those pick targets.
Yeah, it does have his crown, and they're gonna look to try and stop him. They do deny the shifting sands at the beginning, but then he just gets himself out. Another glacial prison comes in. Aiming's gonna be interrupted by Ona. Absolutely beautiful play. Now Keria taking some damage, but the Featherstorm's going to save Gumayusi. Lehens has to go golden, and he's not gonna be able to get himself out of it. Kane is gonna be the first to go down in the fight, and T1 are just juggling the aggro gorgeously. Ko's gonna be the next victim here as T1 are looking for match point. They are looking for no mercy, and they want to head towards the final. Faker, he lives! He lives in more ways than one! Hasn't been enough to mitigate T1, and they still get so many of these tools that just look really, really strong.
It's 9 games of his year for Faker this playoffs. 9.
Yeah, a little bit of a stun there on Gumayusi, and now he's just going to turn it. Looks for Keen. Dominus comes through. Decent quickness there as he does get the knock-up onto Gumayusi, and he is taken down. Now Aiming is at full health, and Zeus does find a knock-up on him, but now Koz dives forward. Can Zeus find the kill? The answer is yes onto Lehens. Now down to his GA though, as now Zeus is looking for Aiming. The dash does come,
That's a big
and that
shutdown.
means that the shutdown goes to Aiming, and maybe KT have some last legs.
Because T1 is in a prime position, can probably have Zeus or Guma, preferably Zeus because he has TP, try and take this Dragon by themselves. Looks like they don't want to take the risk as all hands.
Oh.
But if they find you, I don't, like that's
Yeah.
not... Lehens?
Is he gonna
It's okay, he's fine. He's gonna back. Everything's okay.
Uh-huh. Well,
Got vision control. Got a lot of intel.
Wow, Zeus just let him live?
This game is so much under T1's control right now. BD waiting for an item here to teleport in. Oh, this is a blank if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, that's a deep one. That absolutely is. Let's see whether it pays off as now Cuz fishing for some CC. Zeus also on his own flank angle. Lehens spots him out pretty quickly. And T1 will start off the Baron. Where is BDD is the question. He heads towards the top side, but like you say, they know it. T1 immediately pull the trigger. This time though, the Emperor's Divide doesn't find it. Is it going to matter? That's the question. As Gumayusi is going to lock down so many. Aiming, I don't think he can do it by himself. 3 kills already go down. Every carry on T1 is massive, and Zeus will get the last one against this Zeri. And yeah, BDD survives, but there's nothing he can really do about what's happening to his base.
And with this, T1 about to go up 2-0 here. The expectations kind of going to get thrown on its head in this one.
It absolutely is. T1 just demolish KT in back-to-back games. Blue side, red side, doesn't seem to matter. This squad is just taking names, and this is looking like a very different version.
Who really has not been able to have the same impact that we have seen of him, and that has been so pivotal to why this roster is incredible. And then you look at the draft from T1 2 games in a row. We really kind of giggled at the amount of support bans in game number 1, right? I think it was quite funny.
Right?
I would say so.
Probably.
Yeah. Seems most likely. Sets up well for the Kazakhs. Gives you a consistent mid lane AP threat.
Oh, he's cooking. It's going to be the Cassiopeia this time around. Some of Faker's best plays have been on and against Cassiopeias. If you remember a certain Riven game that many highlights have been noting. But this is what we were talking about. This guy's champion pool isn't a pool. It is an expanse of water on a planet that is purely covered by water. On T1's side, could be a lot of do or die here for them here in game number 3. See how it goes. We hop onto the rest almost the whole time. So there we go. This is just a fun area. Grand Entrance going to be used here as Aiming in Lehens. Just getting some damage onto Keria, who doesn't really seem bothered by it at all.
Yeah, not going to get these sums, but half his health bar will be fine, of course.
Oh, Zeus is out of the brush. Cuz he's just going to steal away the chickens. Has vision. They're not going to go for anything risky.
One thing I'll say about KT in all of these early games is it has been a flashy and fiery start. They have not just simply gone to lane as business as usual. They've always tried to get a small advantage in each and every game, getting some of those Raptors away from the Kha'Zix to slow down this first strike. Futures market Kha'Zix that wants to get some of that lethality online as soon as possible. Those feel really nice.
All right, well, there's another engage as Lahen's just testing his eyes. And the thing that, oh, okay, that's a tempo heal this time around. The thing that I'm a little bit worried about, right, is that this is a way better looking draft for KT. I think there's no doubt about it in comparison to the last 2 games. But has the emotional damage already been done as Flash comes out from Carrier here on the bottom side of the map?
As Zeus is looking to shove in his wave here, we do see, is obviously aware. Keen does have Flash in Q3.
Yeah, does find the Q3 there as well, as now Zeus looks for the knock-up, does get it, but it's a decent stun. The chain does come down, and another Q is going to connect. Does he find the Q3? That's the question. The answer is no.
He doesn't even flash!
I thought for sure he flashes for that.
He got the Umbral dash,
he was going to flash.
Another Umbral dash. Second one, I think.
And Zeus walks free, but the CS lead is definitely there.
And even cheekily walks up to stop her back because Owner is here. This may not be over just yet. The stun comes forward. Zeus gonna get crashed on top of. Does have to flash that one as Owner turns up. Can they just kill Keen though is the question. He's gonna have to flash as well as there are no flashes left remaining on this top side. And now the CC chain starting to come forward. Does he have to flash? The answer's no, not quite yet.
I'm starting to believe giving Zeus Aatrox might have been a mistake, guys.
Aha!
Yeah.
Yeah, Gumayusi a little bit pushed away from the rest of his team. That is going to be the Drake secured. There's a flash forward from Lahen's. Faker possibly in trouble as well as he's going to flash. Rocket Jump going to be utilized here as the Conqueror is going to proc. Can you find the stun? The Petrifying Gaze is just fantastic, but the follow-up isn't quite there. Aiming, going to dash on forward. It could be dangerous though because the Blender is set up for Gumayusi. PDD dives on top of him, but he's got red, white, and you should not fight KT. Eventually he does go down, and now it's Aiming's turn to be the Gatling gun. Carrier is a monster, but I don't know whether he can win this fight, and that's a triple. We certifying it.
I think we all certify that one.
Yeah, this is looking like a bit of a resurgence, and I think Cuz also like really demonstrating the value of a champion with base damages that are pretty good in that fight as we have a bit of a battle here. Faker taking a lot of damage. Rocket Jump comes over. Owner finds an isolated BDD, but the Cassiopeia goes down once again. BDD doesn't get stunned, and so Owner is not able to finish him off. And Cuz and BDD working out this early game quite nicely. Carrier not quite here in time.
That would be nice.
It would be.
You know, we're going to see as much gameplay as we can get. Keen.
All right, Worldender going to come through. There's the all-out. Zeus in a little bit of trouble. Keen just dishy-dashing around. I'll just trade some ultimates, and it looks like the top laners are just going to shake hands on that.
I mean, look at the item advantage here for Keen. It's pretty huge. That all-out damage is pretty massive, and Zeus just has to respect it here.
Yeah, he's got like... Zeus got some clothes, got some weapons, a shield, and some shoes. And Keen has a very large blue hand.
Damage to take half of that Rakan's health bar essentially just at the press of a button, and that's going to be the end of that. But waves getting deleted in mid at the same time.
Yeah, some speed ups coming through here. Another teleport to come down as Tristana's turning up. This Buster Shot could be deadly as Carrier wants to get underneath the turret, but he's not going to be able to. BDD just explodes him, and Aiming is going to solo kill Gumayusi, who is on relatively low health. Wanted to deny some assists, I guess. And KT, this is what we were kind of expecting from the beginning of the series, at least a few of us.
That somehow gets a big play as Faker.
He's going to get jumped on here by BDD. The explosive charge is starting to stack up, and now Faker doesn't really have a tower to go back to. You can see KT spacing, trying not to give him that Petrifying Gaze angle. He may find it there as BDD just sidesteps. That was gorgeous. I thought he was actually facing him, but no. Split second, and now Carrier's going to turn up to die. Aiming was here alongside Lahen's.
And there's
that
no
is
cross
two swift
map.
ones.
There's no cross map here for T1. You know, they sent Carrier over to try to bail Faker out, and on the bottom side of the map, Cassante is pushing in an Aatrox.
Just an aside, because I remembered that completely out of nowhere. KT now looking at the third dragon of the game. It's Ocean Soul.
It shows your commitment to the space that you remember their bingos.
Yeah.
That's nice.
I think it's really important to give credit to the
GP,
bid.
are they going to contest?
Well, Faker going to be moving in here once again. BDD presses his W on top of the snake. As Kane just trying to play bouncer. Yeah, Gumayusi might have an angle, but he's just going to get flashed on. Flashes away after the cleanse there as well. Decent interrupt from Kane. Zeus just explodes. The lethality Aatrox not working in this game quite as well as the last. And Faker by himself going to get skated on by aiming. And it's a double for the Zeri. 7-0-3 now as BDD grabs his fourth. Yes, they are going to be able to use one, as now Owner, can he just dive in and steal it? The answer is yes, he can dive in. Can he actually steal it? As no, he's not going to be able to. They take down the Bug, they take down the Baron, and KT.
As I'm pretty sure Owner is about to be collapsed on and be in deep trouble again.
Or he... Okay, who wins this fight? As he is going to go invisible, aiming, looking for some burst fires, does manage to find him, jumps on top of the Bug, and the burst fire not going to be outplayed this time. Aiming grabs the kill onto the Kazakhs. It's difficult to walk all the way in, though, into the defensive line. Crashdown now on cooldown. KT move towards the top lane. As Zeus going to give away his position. Cuz taking a lot of damage. He does Magnet Storm. As now BDD in the back line. Cuz is going to escape. And T1, they just disengage on dotting the I's and crossing the T's, making sure this one works out. There's no isolation for BDD as Lehens is going to turn up. Decent little knock up there as the Infernal Chains will be broken. Keen just keeping Gumayusi busy where he can. T1 not going to take this lying down, right? They are going to make KT work for it. But with 3 inhibitors down, it is so difficult to hold them off.
In 15, and it's just so tough.
All right. Possible angle, but no, Cuz is so tanky. There's a flash Magnet Storm as the dive in from Lehens is fantastic. Charms them all up. The 2-man Q from Keen as well as they lock down the Aphelios. He's the key target. BDD creating chaos as well. And both of the damage dealers will be taken out outside of Faker, who is going to have to ult and flash away from this one. And now Nexus turrets will be torn apart. And maybe we've got a series on our hands as KT will come alive and take game number 3 to deny the 3-0 sweep from T1.
Some good draft adaptation is all they need, and KT come back in a big way here in this third game. They keep the series alive. They keep the hopes of a finals alive here.
Want to reiterate that if KT play this way, if they can get a draft that... Getting all this, I don't think is going to be the case. I also expect the Zeri to... You're basically just opting into a matchup that you know you're not going to ever be able to hard win. And I respond in kind with the R5 Rise Top.
Rise Top. It has been a while since we've seen this. Keen has played this before, and it's one of the better answers, obviously, into the Gragas. The Gragas was fantastic because, as you mentioned, it's great into the Jax, decent into the Renekton. And Keen is just saying, I am going to throw in the gauntlet. I will answer that call.
We'll have to see how it goes, gentlemen, as we hop onto the Rift for game number 4.
Game has played out is try to get prior for mid and get your bot lane ahead. And that has been a really big factor, as Lehens not going to be very... Well, thank you.
Yeah, he's going to have to flash. BDD is going to come down, and T1, they're going to say thank you very much for all of that damage that we're allowed to put down.
Early lane gone.
Oh, and okay, so they don't kill him.
Or he can still path towards top, and because of how far ahead Guma and Carry are, he has the ability to actually punish this Rise, which is, again, really big necessity, because if you let that lane play out in isolation, Zeus is going to really struggle.
See whether it is going to save them here as the 3v3 underneath the turret, not something that T1 are going to be looking for, but they'll still claim a massive lead. And that is going to be a re-engage. Carrier going to be forced to flash as Battle Dance finally going to be skilled here for Lehens.
BDD also kind of getting shoved hard in mid right now. Like, I mean, look at the mini-map. He is getting completely pushed out of the lane here.
Zeus does have flash available.
Yeah, he's considering moving down to put in his Trinket Ward. Does get it in there as Cuz will find the lunge. And now Zeus in so much trouble. The Rune Prison doing so much work. He does have flash. He's waiting for a body slam opportunity, and he is going to be able to flash out of it. Very nicely done there from Zeus to keep himself alive, but still has to use the flash in order to make it happen.
And I mean, now it's a 20 CS lead, like basically from Faker alone.
Another grand entrance. This time Gumayusi just skates out of the way. A lot of skill shots here missing as Guma is just going to look for aiming. Doesn't find the kill. But man, it's getting close as Cuz here to defend. And of course, these junglers have been fighting this whole time. BDD does have level 6, and he's moving down towards the bottom side. Is there an avenue to get in? Is now Carrier possibly out of position? There's the crash down, but Gumayusi's gonna hold it. It's massive! First blood goes to BDD, but it's answered immediately as the Zeri picks up a kill, and Lehens is doing his best to run away. It's not gonna quite work out, and now Gumayusi is fighting the Ahri. He flashes forward and now aiming, looks for a Featherstorm and shuts him down!
Oh, the KT side of the audience going crazy here, as this might be one small avenue for them to potentially get back into this game. It's huge that BDD picks up that gold because he's 30 CS down here in the mid lane.
Yeah.
Down a plate now as well. Rise getting advantage top side, but still, you needed something as KT. Now it's gonna...
Keen just getting comboed. He's trying to realm warp his way out, and he's gonna get there because the body slam was on cooldown as well as the cask. So
force the rail bottom side, so then you can turn that pressure elsewhere into a top side play on that Herald is better. Cuz coming around.
Yeah, Gumayusi gonna ult here as Lehens almost just dies straight up from that one. Magnus Storm comes in as Cuz still wanting to press this one forward. BDD's making his way down, but there's the Keeper's verdict. Ona says nope. And now Aiming's gonna have to run. He doesn't have flash, he doesn't have cleanse, and the lightning is just zapping them up. Still not quite enough damage, but they'll grab probably a turret off this.
Cuz smoked the minion there to make sure that he couldn't get hit by the lightning proc.
But he's still going to be able to get enough prio here to collapse over. Aiming has ult back up. This is an opportunity here for KT if they group up fast. Oh, no, misclicking on the sweeper.
Yeah, sometimes, you know, you kind of miss it. And Lehens not giggling about it this time around because this is do or die in this particular game. That may cost him.
Yes, and KT are so slow to start this Herald up because T1 are constantly keeping one hand in this pit, essentially. Now, finally started up here by KT. Both mid laners have teleport.
Yeah, control it sort of all over the places. There's the flash forward from Lehens. He tries to find the quickness but doesn't get there. Keeper's verdict goes wide as now Keen is sprinting away from Carrier and Gumayusi, and Zeus is looking to start up Shelly now. It's a wild goose chase for Ona as he's now looking to turn it. Cuz is going to intelligently not go into the Realm Warp as the Magnus Storm comes down. So they trade maybe their jungler for a Herald, but this one's going down very, very slowly. And there's the last auto. So Aiming's going to lock down that kill onto the Poppy. And now they look to burst down the Rift Herald. And T1 will be able to get it. So it's an unorthodox way of locking it down. But I guess we take it. Yeah, Faker looking for a pop blossom angle as there's the Keeper's verdict. It does go wide. There's the 3-man though, and Faker takes matters into his own hands. Lehens immediately taken down. Zeus, he's a bit late for the fight because T1 have already won. The Blade Caller is decent, but it's not quite going to be enough as Cuz's life may be safe, but no, the barrel comes down and demolishes them. Keen doing the best he can, BDD as well, trying to save it. Orbit Deception not quite there. He's got another one. The Charm is going to land. T1's health bars are so low, but still no kill for KT.
Very fun and interactive gameplay.
No, that doesn't sound very enjoyable at all. I do love Cloud Souls, though, as now Keen is flashing on top of Faker. Gumayusi turns up, though, and KT are going to realize that they ain't winning this one. And Ona, he's here as well. Doesn't quite have the ultimate as another Pop Blossom is going to land onto two. Keen's underneath the turret. It's a decent Magnus Storm, though, as Faker was tanking for too long. And KT are looking to now turn it. The quickness is glorious from Lehens. And now BDD finds everyone with the Everfrost. The cleanup should be pretty comfy. And Aiming just asks everyone, what did he miss? And he missed KT finding their way back into this game. It ain't over till it's over. Plus, Poppy just warps things.
There we go.
And now we're starting it up. So 22.5 minutes. I think we count that. Everyone here in the pit, KT, know exactly what's going on. And now Keen, he's going back to base. Looking to teleport in here and try and find an angle. There he is. And now Lehens just going to get caught out. He just will be obliterated. And that is now a 4v5 that KT have to fight.
I think Faker there sent out his clone, made Lehens believe it, or rather sent out himself, kept the clone with his team, and caught Lehens completely off guard with the root.
And now it's really hard to win this against really fantastic turn here. Faker ready with flash ult.
Yeah, let's see whether Cuz can find a miracle here as Body Slam is going to go wide. BDD also trying to be tricky, and there's the teleport in from the top side of the map as Faker is going to launch his way forward as the Zeri Aiming going to get caught out of position, but Faker immediately goes golden. He's he's distracting them so that his team can take the Baron, but he's still going to get flashed on. The Baron does go over, and now Cuz trying to keep everyone busy. It's a decent knockback. Owner in trouble, but Keen as well is very low. He goes golden as well, but he's in amongst 4 people. Gumayusi now going to dash forward as Lahens is back in the fight, and somehow all of KT remain alive, but T1, 4 of them have a Baron.
And they get the Baron. Meanwhile, Herald was pushing in the top lane as well, and that's going to be a humongous gold swing here for T1.
Gets chunked out before the fight starts, or if he's picked for any reason.
Well, there's the keeper's verdict. Unfortunately, Rise not going to be there to help him out, as now Owner is tanking this one up for a moment as Faker gets under the turret. He finds aiming. He's going to Featherstorm the cast though, and now Faker once again has to go golden. Magnustorm's decent, but Owner is not their target. And now Lahens, he feels like it's time. Still, Gumayusi is free hitting, and Zeus goes golden. Great Charm is going to catch onto the Zeri, but it's not really going to mean that much. So just a pick off. BDD looking for a potential flank angle that makes his way back towards the rest of the team. I don't know whether you necessarily want to die for this one, as that is the Pop Blossom as Faker dives in. Keen gets a huge shield from his Seraphs though, is aiming once again. Featherstorm, Cuz, who was knocked away, has now come back, and he'll dive in and take Soul Point. They'll also take the team fight as the Magnustorm is just massive. They'll sacrifice Lahens, but I think they're okay with it, as Guma's trying to be a massive Zeri, and he's going to succeed. The Orbit Deception doesn't work, but Cuz is going to be there, and now Carrier will not survive. KT, they almost get the ace, and now they're looking for Faker to complete it. Is that the real one is the question. The answer's no, as Faker is on the top side of the map. Huge knock up on Gumayusi, who goes straight up to the sky, and Keeper's Verdict this time is going to connect onto him. Oh, the charm is incredible, but BDD still has to flash to get out of the way, and Faker Cuz gets into the pit and he steals it away. Faker's gonna go down as well, as BDD is running around with 0 health and reckless abandon. Keen goes golden, Cuz is still healthy. Gumayusi's terrifying though, and they cannot underestimating aiming is still also free hitting. Gumayusi, how are you still up and alive, as Zeus is just gonna be left to the wolves. T1, the bottom lane's not gonna be able to do it by themselves. They've got themselves a Baron in the Realm Warp. They're looking to try and secure it. Crash down for Cuz over the wall as Gumayusi. Can he actually make the great escape? The Extendo Beam's gonna slow down Cuz, but I think the speed up should be there, and Keen, he's gonna end it. There it is. And the GA is gonna go down. Carrier dies on his own terms, but it's still gonna be the delayed ace. And KT, I think they've done it.
For ultimate, of course, both summoners available here. Faker.
Okay, there's the Pop Blossom. Featherstorm is going to be there to react, and Faker just dies. The crash down from Cuz now as they're looking for the fight, and Keeper's Verdict does absolutely nothing, and there's Lahens. He finds the backline, but Gumayusi's still alive. Gets the wild growth as well, and Zeus, oh my goodness, he basically pops like a balloon. And Lahens is going to be the one that takes down Gumayusi, because of course he is. And here it is, ladies and gentlemen. I think it's happened. I think we're going to have to queue up those Silver Scrapes, because we are going to a game number 5. And KT, they come alive in game number 3. Some might say that it's a bit late, but it ain't too late. And they're going to win game 4 as well. These Nexus turrets not long for the world. Owner going to try as he might, but he's just going to provide some padding of the KDA. And here it is. KT take a second Nexus for themselves. It's now 2-2.
You know, that 3.5k gold lead, if KT never reaches that super death ball status, if you just snowball the gold beyond that, this composition, you already know your mid lane matchup.
Yeah. Veigar.
Oh, the Veigar comes in. This is one of BDD's all-time favorites. Going to be locking it in to Faker here. And of course, the cage can make getting the Pop Blossoms in the right position difficult.
I mean, there's not really any limiting factors here. Keen gets the opportunity to pick the Renekton here in this final game. It was one of the picks that he was kind of a liability on last time these two teams met up. It hasn't been his best day on the pick, but they trusted him one final time here.
Let's jump onto the Rift for game number 5 and see who's meeting Gen G tomorrow.
Perfect sync with these setups, because again, KT have so many tools of shutting down a botched engage, and particularly Zeri, an AD carry that's so slippery. If you miss, like, beyond the cage and a steadfast presence, you're just never going to get to her. What?
Yeah, that's...
BDD, I think, got caught when Faker hit level 2.
Yeah, I got comboed. That's rough. The Eri gonna proc as well.
And all right, Keen is going to dash towards Zeus, finds a couple of autos, but he is otherwise losing out on this trade. Meganar incoming relatively soon. And so it is once again the sad story of KT early laning phase, which has not been a very good time for them.
It'll really be Daejon.
The most Daejon at that point. As Ona's going to be able to take the first Drake. Successfully does so here as BDD looking to try and take this control ward. Will get snared once again. And Faker not going to get balefully struck. And now there's the flash forward from Cuz. They get the stun. Ulti comes through there as the Pop Blossom's going to come down as well. They're trying to catch the Poppy, but he's so incredibly durable, but so's Faker. He just moves his way out, and now it's Ono who's just slashing it up. And that's going to be first blood onto Cuz, and maybe another one as the fear comes in. Another Baleful Strike is going to miss, as he does get the cage down, but the Nocturne slinks away.
Oh man, that one really hurts. You know, the exact same combo we were just talking about, the flash to push him into the cage, the event horizon there is what?
Oh, this Rift Herald getting taken on a ward right now. To eye poke momentarily as there's a Hex Flash over. Paranoia comes down. Poppy going to steal this one away as it's the flash forward. And Cuz is going to find it with a Keeper's Verdict, but the Pop Blossom's decent. Keen, a big crocodile. And Zeus, oh, the Dark Matter not enough to kill him. And Keen somehow limps away. Yep, aiming skates away from Gumayushi here as Lahen's moving towards his bottom lane, but there is a control ward in the area. Not to mention the whole gang making their way over as this first Drake, or sorry, second Drake for T1 is going to be started. Cuz going to waltz on in. Let's see whether T1 are going to be able to lock this one down. Yeah, he's just going for the flash. And there it is. The cage comes down. The quickness is so good, but the Pop Blossom's going to be there. Massive damage as the Poppy is going to go down. Ona gets into the back line, gets the fear onto aiming. It's a double for Faker and one for Ona. And T1 clap back.
I mean, this is practically flipping the game on trying to hard engage on a Nocturne who's got a wild growth right next to him.
This could erupt into a 5v5 at a moment's notice. Depends what Cuz wants to do here. Keeper's Verdict going to get channeled. Not going to find Carrier as the Paranoia comes in. That was close. Down to 2 health as now they're just trying to escape. Oh, the Pop Blossom doesn't get him because Lahen's battle dances away, and now aiming's going to explode. Keen gets into the back line, but Faker's kept alive by Carrier from just going for it anyway. Faker has the Pop Blossom up and available. Keen flashes over, looks for Ona as he pops the Paranoia. Quickness comes in, doesn't find the real Faker though, as now Zeus gets into the backline, and maybe a flanking Mininar is going to be enough. As now Pop Blossom flying forward, blinds just the air. As Faker is still in a safe position. The event horizon goes down, the Drake getting confused about who it wants to fight. And Zeus is still flanking. A real fight, not really popping off just yet. As Keen, behind this wall, has a massive amount of fury, wants to find Ona. And Ona wants to find him. The health bar is very low as now Cuz gets the smite. They're going to leave the Crocodile for this Nocturne, and BDD's going to go down as well. So T1 grab a couple of kills. Yeah.
What about Cuz?
Yeah, Cuz could definitely be frustrating here as Carrier's going to flash the wall. He's going to get it. He steals it! In game 5, Cuz gets over the wall. They both die. Right, it's another 2 kills.
Is it actually going to end up being a huge swing here for KT is the question, because if you're T1, you're like, well, they stole the Baron, and that's going to be a little bit annoying to deal with. And getting that bottom side turret, and then this is Cuz's steal, which buys him some time in this game here. And he's just calling to get everybody out here, and
now does have his cleanse on cooldown. Keeps the Feather Storm and holds the flash. As Keeper's Verdict going to be cancelled. And Cuz going to have that one up relatively soon, but not for this fight. As Lahen's may have found Ona, he goes down to 50%.
If his spell shield gets procced by that Zeri W, he dies.
Yeah.
Very tight timing there.
That Chemtech Drake, that healing and shielding, not going to be coming in here, but now T1 are looking for even more. Ona made things dark just before, so Paranoia, not something that KT has to deal with, and they do have a cage to block this approach. We'll be able to find an outer turret at least.
Great use of the terrain there in the zone denial that Poppy and Veigar provide as we're not done.
Yeah, King gonna have to dash his way out. Event Horizon comes down again, breaks his stopwatch, is now Gumayushi getting flanked, but they're still gonna be able to do so much damage. He's taken down, and now Cuz is having to flash to get himself the heck out of there. Aiming doesn't press his R button, but T1 is still pressing forward, and they are gonna be able to take this outer turret. That is a 4th for T1, and this gold lead is starting to get ridiculous.
They could just go do Baron now, and Cuz has no ultimate. Keen is dead for 30 seconds. BDD does have teleport. He's just going to stick around in the area. They have to hope. He's got Smite set up here with Flash. Maybe the double Smite steal.
Yeah, Carrier looking for a ward as Hex Flash to try and get him in there. Pop Blossom gonna go awry once again. And there it is. The flash in comes forward. Can they secure the battle? Oh, what the hell? 2-in-1 game. Are you insane? They kill the Nocturne and they just take it with BDD with his unsealed spell.
So they have unsealed.
Oh, Faker.
Oh, he's not gonna get caged. And the minion just exits. The minion's like, nah. It's much like the patch from earlier.
It is Sterix for Zeus. I don't know if this was mentioned earlier, but he did go down that path, so doesn't have that same Hullbreaker side lane threat that we were kind of hoping for. He has a stopwatch. They've stacked them up for the soul fight potentially.
Whoa! That's a flash onto Gumayusi, who immediately cleanses. And the wild growth comes through as well. He's still trying to fight this one out. Understands that the Poppy doesn't have that flash available anymore. And he's angry. Doesn't want to have to press his summoner spells.
And they got the wild growth as well.
All right, teleport to come in from Keen, but this Drake is going down extraordinarily quickly. Paranoia comes through. That is going to be Chemtech Soul. As Cuz not really going to find anything. Gumayusi is just going nuts. And there's the quickness, but a four-man Pop Blossom from Faker, and Cuz is going to go down still. Faker may follow, and Keen is kind of massive. He slices his way out of the fight, and aiming. He can't fight anymore either. BDD trying to Mega Cone his way out, and Keen dives into the backline. I don't know about that one. And KT, can you escape is the question, because that's what you're going to need to do. As BDD stays alive, okay. There's a flash forward, and aiming takes matters into his own hands. He's still got the GA. Zeus is going to be taken down for the triple. And it's aiming, the one that saves this game for KT.
Oh, it's a pretty close game now, isn't it? Chemtech Soul picked up, and they might lose everyone for this.
Oh, the Extendo Beam, not enough. The speed up from the Honey Fruit. That killer instinct against this very team. As now Paranoia is going to come in. The Keeper's burning, and the steal from Ona. Every single Baron has been stolen away. And this time, T1, they get away with everyone. Oh my God, this series, it is just ridiculous.
Three stolen in the final game here.
And I wonder, like, do you even...
Here we go.
Okay, we're going to look for it. There's a flash out from Carrier to deny Cuz his heroic entrance.
Faker on the flank.
All right, it's T1 that have started this. Keeper's Verdict goes completely wide. Faker, like you say, looking for that flank angle. They flash. They try to get in there. Zeus is going to flash out, though. And now the Pop Blossom gets in. Now the dive comes through, but aiming is still alive. Zeus is down incredibly low. This Elder as well is going to be taken by Cuz. What the heck? And now the Dragon's Wrath is wrought on T1. Plans will be taken down, and I cannot handle this series. Who even won that fight? Aiming's going to be able to walk away from it. And with Elder in tow, can they actually win the game?
I mean, they lost so many that I don't think they can end here straight up, but they are going to push mid here, and Guma is still alive. He's going to be able to do a decent amount of damage to try to defend, but if he dies, there's a real world of maybe KT just end this right now. He's got GA as well.
It's so hard to push down against the Zion.
It's a flash forward as Gumayusi is going to go up into the sky. Cuz will be taken down, and Gumayusi is going to hold on. And he is the main one.
He's on his way.
He has his flash as well. As the cage comes in, Pop Blossom down, not going to find aiming, but is it going to be enough? As the Paranoia gets into the backline, aiming, going to be able to take down the Nocturne, and he has his GA. Zeus now finds the aiming is dead. T1, they may have done it as Cuz is trying to run for the hills. BDD and Lahens know that there's no way to stop this Baron.
That might be it! And Zeus, he stops aiming from getting away out of his GA. He's got flash. If he gets out there and does enough damage, maybe they can turn it, but he perfectly times the push into the wall, and aiming will die, and I think KT's chances of going to the finals have died with him. BDD's still alive here. He's got this death cap. He's got a ton of damage here. He's gonna have a dream. I just don't think there's enough that he can do here. Aiming up in 25.
Yeah, the front door was open. They leave the Baron. There's a flash forward from Gumayusi. The cage is down. BDD avoids the feather storm, and it does not matter. Gumayusi grabs the double. The Nexus turrets will be taken down, and T1 will deny the reverse sweep, and they'll meet Genji again tomorrow and qualify for the World Championship.
Look at Zeus!
I mean, the fact that you
and
can
Owner
hear,
is just collapsing.
You can
he
hear
is done
Keria-
with this one. Gumayushi, so much damage in that game.
you can hear Keria's excitement like through other players' mics. That's
Yeah.
how loud he was.
Yeah.
Like he is
Look at that steal!
feeling it.
Oh my
Look at the gold
God.
grab.
2023 LCK 서머 우리은행 1 최종
Thank you very much, guys. This is Jisun for the interview translation, and we are here joined by the victorious T1 players after taking down KT Roaster with a phenomenal series. And now they're qualified for Worlds and also the grand finals of summer season. We're here joined by the T1 players and also their coach. Congratulations on the victory.
네, 먼저 제우스 선수와 인터뷰 나눠보겠습니다.
Let's start
제우스
off
선수,
with
오늘 정말
Zeus,
많은 것이 걸려 있던 대결이었습니다. 내일
who had so many things on the line. The stakes were so high, and you guys managed to make it to Worlds and also come back tomorrow for finals. I'm so relieved that we have survived another day, and this series was so fun.
저희가 보기엔 정말 치열했는데 또 즐기는 모습이었습니다. 자, 접전 끝에
It was indeed a very close series, and you guys, after reaching the match point, you guys dropped 2 games in a row. What do you think was the turning point for T1? All I can remember right now is the game number 5, you know? It was all about the late game team fight.
5세트의 정교한 한타가 승부처였다라고 이야기해 주셨습니다. 젠지와 또다시
And then
결승에서
it's another
만나게
rematch
됐습니다.
between T1 and
결승에서만
Genji
네 번째
at
연속
the
만나게
finals.
되는
Back to
건데요.
back to
어떤
back to
마음이실까요?
back T1 Genji finals. How do you feel?
거는 이제 도전자의 입장으로서
Now this time, we are the challengers, you know?
더 색다를 것 같고
We're gonna be the underdogs, so it's gonna be a little bit different. It's gonna be so much fun, and I'm pretty confident that we can win.
자, 이어서 오너 선수와 함께 인터뷰 나눠보겠습니다.
Now let's hear from Owner.
오너 선수 플레이오프 1라운드부터 T1이 도장 깨기로
T1 is on the miracle run. Starting from the first round of the playoffs, now T1 has reached the grand finals. How do you feel? I said in the press interview that T1's gonna win 3-0, and we were up 2 games actually, and then we lost 2 more games and we made it to game 5. So it's a bit of a bummer, but still we were really confident in our performance.
오늘 오너 선수의 갱킹이요 굉장히
Owner, your
날카로웠습니다.
ganks
이 세트
were
세주안이로
so on
엄청난
point today,
활약상을
especially on
보여주셨는데요.
Sejuani in
어떤
game
점을 좀
number
중요하게
2.
생각하셨을까요?
What did you focus on heading into the series today?
지금 우찬이 형이 일단 초반 개입이 좀 잘한다
Because
생각하고
his early actions are so on point, and also his objective takes are also really sharp. So I really want to focus on the early game, how much I can actually impact the lanes.
네, 그러셨군요. 마지막 5세트에서요. KT가 연달아 스틸에 성공하게
Well,
하고
game number
또
5, you know,
상황마다
it was a little bit
싸움이 굉장히 치열했습니다.
iffy in terms of the smite fight because Cuz was able to steal away so many objectives. What came to your mind? Well, I think it adds more burden if you start the objectives, you know? To be completely honest, junglers who starts the objective is feeling a lot more pressure. But you know, at the same time, I have to be the one making decisive calls. So I just wanted to, you know, take the risk and go for my play. How are you feeling about tomorrow then? Another match in Daejeon. It feels amazing to perform in front of such a massive audience. And you know, tomorrow will be exciting as well.
자, 이제 결승전만이 남아 있는 상황입니다.
We have one last series of the summer season. What is your mindset heading into the grand finals? We were so close to getting a 3-0 today, but tomorrow we will come back with even more sophisticated performance in order to win with a clean score.
선수와 인터뷰 나눠보겠습니다.
Now let's hear from Faker.
네, 페이커 선수 이번 결승전이 T1의
Faker,
LCK
now,
10번째 우승이
this
걸려 있었습니다.
grand
결승
finals
소감 부탁드릴게요.
will decide whether T1 can win their 11th LCK title. How do you feel? I am so grateful that I was able to perform in front of, this audience, and I am also really honored and grateful to be able to play another series. Baker, you always, bring out some of the pocket picks in the best of 5 series, and today it was Cassiopeia. I'm really curious about that pick. Looking at the comp and drafting, it was pretty looking decent, but the game didn't really go as we planned, so you're not able to get the result that we were expecting. Baker, you made it to the LCK finals 5 times in a row, a massive history, and you also qualified for Worlds. How do you feel? I think we had played a lot of Game 5 this season. I think it's a great experience for the players, so I'm expecting a positive outcome from tomorrow as well. I have some good feelings. And Faker, this is gonna be our first ever Worlds performing on stage that is being hosted in Korea. What does it mean to you? Yeah, this is gonna be my first time actually being at Worlds that is happening in Korea, so it's gonna be a lot more experience for me, and imagining performing in front of our Korean audience, my home fans, I cannot wait. Now T1 has to stop Genji winning 3 titles in a row. What is your resolution heading into tomorrow's series? Eventually made it to the finals, and this time around we are very confident. I'm pretty sure T1 can for sure win tomorrow. I wish we can showcase a great performance to all the T1 fans supporting us. Now let's hear from Gumayusi.
KT 상대로 연속해서 2번의 다전제를 모두 승리하면서 결승에 오르게
T1 managed to win back-to-back best of 5 up against KT roster. How was that possible?
팀이었기 때문에 KT가
T1,
정규 시즌 1위를 하고 올버스를 받았어도
even though we were having a little bit of a slump in the regular season, and KT roster was the all-pro LCK first team, but we were still confident, to showcase our strengths in the series. And today, the bottom duos were working so hard to bring the team to victory. How did you prep for the upper bracket finals? Well, we have practiced a lot of different picks. We didn't really showcase everything today, but we had more picks to unfold. Gumayusi, we also already mentioned your Zaya in the pre-show, and in Game 2, we were able to see what Gumayusi Jaya can do, and also Zeus Aatrox also pops up, and Owner is so good at Sejuani, like Baker even played Azir. What did the players say about Game 2 draft? You guys got all of your favorite picks. Yeah, exactly. We were able to get our comfort picks, and we were able to have the best comps, so we were always feeling good about our drafting.
내일 당장 치러질 결승전인데요. 자신감 있는 각오 한 말씀 부탁드리겠습니다.
Gumayusi, now tomorrow is the grand finals. How confident are you? Well, we didn't manage to win today, but tomorrow we are going up against Genji, even stronger opponents, so we have to play better tomorrow. I mean, we are really excited that we won today, but I think we should not get too excited, and we should focus on the match tomorrow. Now, Keria. This is gonna be your 6th LCK finals. How do you feel? I made it to so many finals, but I only won 1 final, so I hope I can win tomorrow. Both teams are banning so many support picks. Was it mostly because of Lee Hansen and his unpredictable roam plays? So we were confident that our players are better than KT players, so we just wanted to make sure that we can kind of prevent those actions happening from Lihan.
젠지를 상대로 우승을 향한 자신감 어느 정도일까요?
How confident are you heading into the finals up against
저희가 할
Genji?
것만 잘하면 충분히 우승할 수 있다고
As long as we
생각합니다.
can pull off our
그럼
you know,
팬분들께
normal
오늘 선수를 많이
plays, I
응원해주셨는데
think we will be
각오
able
말씀
to win.
부탁드릴게요.
대전까지
Korea,
와주셔서
any message for all the
감사하고
T1 fans?
이번에는 꼭 우승으로 마무리하고
Thank you
싶고요.
for coming
그리고
all the way to
오늘
Daejeon to support us,
선수랑
and
시현
I really,
선수들이 또
really
직접
wish we can win tomorrow. And
와줬는데
Poby
고맙다는 말씀
and
전해주셨습니다.
also other CL players are here to support us. So I just want to say thank you to all the T1 CL players as well.
감독님 승리 진심으로
And lastly, let's hear
축하드립니다.
from Tom. Congratulations on the win.
LCK 서머 그랜드 파이널에 이어서 월즈까지 또
T1
진출하게 됐습니다. 감회가
qualified for
남다르실 것
Royals and
같은데
also the
결승
LCK
과정 중에
Summer
어떤
Grand
점이 가장
Finals.
만족스러우셨을까요?
What is your biggest
이제
takeaway
선수들이
from your
스크린을
journey to the
진행할 때도
finals?
되게 집중력 있게 대회라고 생각하면서
Well, like
그
even in
연습을
scrims, the
진행해
players were
준
super
부분이
focused.
되게
You know, they were
만족스러웠던 것 같습니다.
playing the scrim as if it were real competitive matches, and we were able to have the best practice possible. Then, what was your last
저희가
advice
1,
as you guys were heading into
충분히
game
다
number 5 after dropping 2 games in a row?
3세트는 뱀픽적으로
Well, we were able to get a
잘못됐던
very
것
clean
같고,
wins in game 1 and 2,
좀
but
급하게
game
하는
3 our
면이
draft was
없지 않아
kind
있는
of
것 같아서
meh, and then
저희가
game
할
4 we were
것만
rushing a little bit,
급하게
so
하지 않고
we just wanted to make sure that there's no need to
충분히
rush. We can just focus on our plays, and we will be able to secure the win.
오늘 끝나고 또 바로 내일 결승에 임하게 됩니다.
And you guys will be coming back tomorrow for the grand finals. Not too much time to prepare.
오늘
What are you going to focus on in terms of the in terms of tomorrow's matchup?
챔피언들을 사용하지 않고
We
이겼어서
have a lot of champions that we are really comfortable with, but we didn't really play our comfort picks today. So I hope we can make sure that we can also play different picks tomorrow and still get the win. Lastly, what is your resolution for T1's 11th LCK title? We had a fantastic ending to today's series. I hope we can have another great ending tomorrow as well. Once again, congratulations on the win, and this will be the end of the interview from the T1 players and the coach Tom, and I'm gonna pass it back to the space. Thank you.